common sense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, and we love to help you win in any marketplace. We do that by bringing on our expert contributors. These are folks that take time out of their busy schedule. We interview them weekly and talk about things happening, in different areas of business and finance. And, we might be talking to an attorney one day, the next day a self-defense expert. So many different ways that we can help you here. But it's up to you to engage with us. We'd love to connect with you. You can reach us directly as well at brimes@kw.com. You can submit an email at brimes@kw.com. Real simple email. Or call the hotline, 813-750-0550. Just call or text that hotline, 813-750-0550. That is the hotline, and we'd like to feature our real estate listings. My wife, Lindsay, and I own and operate a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. Out of 25,000 realtors, we rank in the top 1%, so we'd love to talk to you about some of our real estate deals and listings. 722 Pruitt Drive on Madeira Beach. This is a waterfront property. Bring your boat. You've got a boat dock. You've got 95-foot lot with a duplex. So you have an opportunity to live on one side, maybe rent the other out, or just a great investment opportunity at 722 Pruitt Drive, Madeira Beach. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We've got a property at 1211 North Parsons as well. This is a property that is perfect for a chiropractor. This is a chiropractor office that we've got over in Brandon. So if you know any chiropractors out there looking to expand, this is set up perfectly, and you've got great opportunities to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. A great market, appreciating market. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got a great lineup for you today. Later on in the program, we're going to hear from our friend Larry Harbolt. It's been a little while since we've had Larry on the program. He has his own podcast. He's a real estate investor. He's a teacher. Larry Harbolt on the program as well. Michael Watkins in studio as well, principal, Tampa Bay Advisory, tampabayadvisory.com as well. He's also the author of this book, the 401k Revival, 401krevival.com. We're going to talk with him about some of the strategies and what is the true difference between a fiduciary and a non-fiduciary. Very important to know that, especially if they're dealing with your money. Come on. And also Miriam Putnam in studio as well, human rights advocate here on the program. We Help Group is the expert contributor in today as well. Karina Faust referred her over. Brandon Faust, you've heard him on the show before as well. So we're going to talk with them as well. Before we jump into that, I want to let you know about a couple of our sponsors here for the program. Big shout out to Ramin Kazami. He's the owner of Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company right here in Tampa Bay. And of course, if you're selling real estate, put your best foot forward. First impressions last, right? Ramin Kazami, Heights Pressure Wash here in Tampa Bay. We'd like to have you reach out to him, let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, let's jump right into this great content. So we're going to kick it off here with Michael Watkins back in studio. Hey, Michael, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, give us a little overview, and then I want to ask you a little bit deeper question about that fiduciary.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I own Tampa Bay Advisory. It's a small boutique advisory service over in Oldsmar. And I work with small business owners and, employees as well, so individuals and business owners. And, it's funny, when I was sitting in your conference room. Yeah. I noticed a little sign there that says, we're here to make good things happen for other people. And I thought, that really is what I'm about as well, is meeting people where they are, in a space where they're not intimidated, they're not judged, and they have the opportunity to kind of, sing their life song a little bit.
Yeah, love it. I love it, man. That's exactly right. And especially when it comes to money, I think there's so much bad information out there, misinformation, And that's why we started this show almost 9 years ago to help combat some of that. So I want to go into one that's called Fiduciary. One of my mentors, I went to his business mastery course. Tony Robbins has a business mastery. I went all the way to Fiji, Namali, Fiji, on the other side of the planet. So that's great. That was back in 2010, a while back. But some of the lessons I learned from him and his books were the true meaning of fiduciary and what that actually means. Can you break that down for us a little more?
Yeah, sure. So, like a lot of other words nowadays, some of them have lost their true meaning, and I believe that fiduciary is one of them. You hear that buzzword all the time when you're talking about financial services.
Right.
Now, there's legal fiduciaries and there's professional fiduciaries.
Okay.
So a legal fiduciary, which I am one, is bound by the duty of law to serve the client in their best interest. So that means if I swindle somebody, I could go to jail. A professional fiduciary, on the other hand, is very good. But if they swindle somebody, they would probably be barred from practicing and stuff like that. So how do you know if somebody's a fiduciary? Well, it's hard. It's hard to understand that. But what I have done for myself, Brandon, is I have separated myself from large institutions. So I'm an independent. And I've also separated myself from picking products and services. I have allocation specialists. So I have a team that does that for me. And look, we're all human.
Yep.
And so it would be human to sell something that has a higher commission or what have you. And I just take myself out of that. Because at the end of the day, I believe it's really about serving people in their best interest, and everything's going to work out in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do the right thing, golden rule. We've heard that before as well. If you just joined us, we're talking with Michael Watkins here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. He is a local financial advisor here in Tampa Bay Advisory. He's the principal. TampaBayAdvisory.com is the site. And Michael, tell us about your book as well, the 401k Revival. I'll hold it up as well.
Yeah, so this has been a labor of love for the last year. And I really wrote the book, Brandon, because being in the financial services space and helping people prepare for their retirement, many people, their account balances are woefully short to sustain the type of lifestyle that they want, cruises, flying all over the place. And after all, your retirement's going to be the longest vacation of your life.
Yeah.
And so we can really trace that back, at least to this group of the baby boomers, to the 2000 and 2008 crashes. People lost over half of their income, on average. And so what we term in the business lost opportunity cost, that prevented people from compounding their money for 12 long years, those two market crashes. And so in the book, I talk about ways to implement risk management. And a lot of people don't know that they can implement risk management. They just think, the way my 401k goes is the way the market goes. And if it crashes, it crashes. And they do have a recourse.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking at the back cover here. Sidestep stock market crashes. That sounds pretty good. Put your 401k on autopilot. Forward-looking 401k wisdom. Look like a financial genius. Avoid future tax burdens. Tax burdens, that's a big part of it too, especially now we see our federal government going crazy with spending trillions of dollars. 40% of all income, or all dollars, American dollars that are floating out there, 40% are something like the last 18 months or so. So what about taxes? What's going to happen? And I think we all know they're going to go up, right? So then now more than ever, someone like you that has your wisdom, your knowledge in those areas of tax avoidance, but legally avoid paying taxes. What's some of your thoughts on tax avoidance?
Yeah, well, I'm not clairvoyant, but I can share this with you. $1 trillion is a lot of money, and their national debt is supposed to reach $30 trillion by the end of this year. And so to put that into perspective, Brandon, if you were to spend $1 million a day from the time that Jesus walked the earth until today, you would have only spent about $738 billion.
Wow.
So
that's interesting.
that is astonishing to me.
Staggering, isn't it?
Yeah. And so, and personally, I don't want anyone up in Washington, D.C. Near my checkbook. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I believe it's going to fall on the back of, hardworking Americans. And I think it would be a bit naive to think that taxes are not going to go up.
Yeah, exactly. And so to have, these shelters in place, systems, in place. If you're self-employed, you can do that a little bit easier. If you're W-2, there's not really a lot you can do, right?
Well, yeah, sort of.
Depends, right? I mean, self-employed, I can start up multiple entities. I can, write stuff off, charge this entity to that entity. But for the average person out there is my point. Kind of like if you're W-2'd, you get that W-2 from your employer. There's your money. What can I do, right? I can have these vehicles. But yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if your listeners will remember this, the less you lose, the more you get to keep.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple, and it all boils down to risk management. Now, 401k plans are traditionally just ducks bobbing around in a sea of extreme volatility. And so when you experience something like 2008, that's devastating to someone's retirement future.
Right.
And so I help people, I provide leadership and guidance in that area to help people, individuals as well as business owners, get in step with the 21st century 401k management platform.
Yeah, I love it. Tell us about your chapter in your book, Always Too Early.
Yeah, so there's a term in the financial services industry that sometimes we joke about, and it goes like this: it's always too early to plan until it's too late.
Yeah.
And so in that chapter, I outlined, some of the things that people can do to start early and save early. And, Albert Einstein said that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world.
Yes.
And he's absolutely correct. So going back to this risk management thing, when you have the opportunity to compound your money for 12 long years ripped away, then that's lost opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. There's great opportunities out there. People just have to be disciplined, right? I mean, it comes with the discipline, because there's a story in one of Tony's books where he mentioned it was a postal worker, making a decent income, nothing above average. I mean, right around average, right? And he retired, and when he did, he had million plus dollars in his bank account. People were like, "Wow, how did he do it?" Discipline.
Absolutely. Discipline. Start early and stay consistent with it. That's the message.
Yeah.
But risk management is key.
Yeah.
And tax management is key. And so we've heard this term thrown around, the rich keep getting richer.
Yep.
It's not by luck or magic.
Yep.
It's because they pay close attention to risk management and future taxation.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're smart with their entities and the way they structure things.
Yeah.
Tell us about, in your book, you interviewed a gentleman by the name of Vance Howard. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Vance Howard is someone who I consider to be a trailblazer in the 401k management space. And his company's in Atlanta, Georgia, and they actually provide management services for 401k plans. It's through a self-directed brokerage account, and if you have that option, which about 50% of the plans do, you could hire someone like Vance's firm to manage your 401k for you. And what that means is, let's say, for example, in March of 2020, when the market crashed, he was able to scale out the investments in people's 401k plans. Mm-hmm. So when the rest of the world was down 35 or so percent, they were down less than 10. And so what that means is when the market started going back up, their clients started increasing their portfolios, from a higher level.
Yeah.
And so, again, going back to the less you lose, the more you get to keep.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, I want to come back more with Michael Watkins on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay Advisory. We're going to take a quick break and follow us online. We would love to connect with you online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, the Facebook page, Brandon Rhymes PA, as well as Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. You can find our show everywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be a great favor to us. Over 1,200 videos now on YouTube. So go to YouTube, subscribe to Brandon Rhymes Realty is the YouTube channel. Find us on Spotify as well. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back here. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, helping you win. If you're buying, selling, or investing, we'd love to help you win here in Tampa Bay. We're a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and we like to feature our listings live on air to help our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovation with radio, TV, and internet marketing. And we got some hot property listings here in Tampa Bay. Check out this commercial property at 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard. This is a great opportunity for builders, developers, entrepreneurs, folks looking to invest in real estate. 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard. You got about 7 acres of land, currently zone C2, and water and sewer are available. That's a big deal to have that already on site. And it's a lakefront property as well. 5602 Land O'Lakes Boulevard in Land O'Lakes. Great buying opportunity, great investment opportunity as well for any developers and builders out there in the marketplace looking to invest. 4302 North Nebraska Avenue. 4302 North Nebraska Avenue in Tampa. This is a great opportunity again for commercial properties. This is you got your own billboard on the property. This is a 2,100 plus square foot property, spacious office building right in Seminole Heights. Great growing area as well, expanding and appreciating area. Corner lot, decorative flooring or wood flooring, decorative fireplace as well. Billboard on the property. So you get to advertise your property to 50 to 60,000 vehicles a day passing by. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And this segment is brought to you by Golf Cart Depot, a.k.a. Discovery Golf Cars. So we love to utilize our golf cart. We take the dogs for a ride. You can use it for commercial, residential use. You can see, if you're watching our streaming version, our golf cart, the Keller Williams Red, we wrapped it with our logos and information. But Discovery Golf Cars, seems like everyone's getting a golf car these days. They've got lots of makes and models. EasyGo, Star EV, Cushman. They have new and pre-owned, and you can also rent or buy. They also offer financing and mobile repair. Check them out online, discoverygolfcars.com. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives. All right, we're back here in studio. We got Michael Watkins in the house. We're talking about financial advising. The 401k Revival is a book. Michael Watkins, he's the principal, Tampa Bay Advisory, tampabayadvisory.com. So what else are you seeing out there, man? You know, I think it's a really confusing space. People, they don't know what they don't know in a lot of cases, so that's a challenge in itself. But what are some of the common misnomers that you see people kind of battling against daily, you know?
Yeah, so, well, like you mentioned before, taxes, there is new legislation that's already on the books that's going to target traditional 401k plan monies, whether you roll it into an IRA, annuity, or whatever it is. They're going to target that in the future. And what they're doing, Brandon, is they're clawing back money to fund the Medicare health care that we're all counting on in retirement. So it's kind of like an end run. And just to net it out, I'll say it like this. If you're a disciplined saver and you saved hard all of your life, if you save too much money, you're going to be penalized in retirement.
Wow.
So I've seen examples of this with some software that I have, that in some cases it is potentially possible for an entire Social Security check to be eaten up, say at the age of 80, 82 to 85, something like that, just for the Medicare cost.
Wow.
And so people aren't paying attention to that. Obviously, the tax freight train that is coming at all of us. But guess what? The IRS is your friend. They're coming to your rescue because there are workarounds on all this, and I explain some of that in the book. And that's really what I enjoy and what I love to do, Brandon, is to help people do some forward thinking and get them to think realistically about, where they might be in 15, 20 years, and help them, plan now for an unknown tax rate in the future. Because right now, taxes are at the lowest point they've been in over 100 years. So think about that.
Yeah, due to our previous president, right? He had the tax jobs and what was it, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and it changed a lot of the brackets for folks. It helped free up that capital. It helped business owners kind of plan. They knew what they were expecting. Yeah. Now I think there's a lot of uncertainty. You hear rumors about the IRS being able to look into your bank account if you have up to any $600 transactions. You hear rumors about proposed legislation relating to inheritance tax, and then even on paper, like not even before you even sell the asset, potentially on paper, they're talking about taxing you, in that scenario as well.
Yeah, and so don't forget, this is a moving target. Congress can make laws and tax laws at will.
Right.
And so what we need to do is to keep an open eye and ear to the ground, so to speak, and stay in tune with this type of stuff. Because you can only do what you see on the surface right now. We can speculate about future tax rates and that type of thing, but there are a lot of different niche ways to avoid the tax man.
Yep. Talk about the chapter in your book, too, A Better Understanding. Has some great points in there.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are just, they know that they have a 401k, and they just don't know that much about it, quite frankly. And I think people really feel like they're on an island, and they don't get the sage and forward-looking financial advice that they really need. And, not knocking plan sponsors, but, business owners are busy doing what they do.
Right.
They make a widget and whatever. So finding the time to try to carve out, time to teach people about investments, one, it creates a huge legal liability for them, so they don't do it for that reason. But it's just something that they don't do, and so they rely on the plan sponsors to come in and help people pick baskets of mutual funds. And the whole idea on that, Brandon, is mutual funds diversify. We've all heard that term, right? So when one market sector's down, the other one's up. Well, how well did that work in 2000 and 2008? Mm-hmm. So,
well, the other thing too is 98% of the mutual funds don't outperform the index.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's pretty crazy to think about. So you're overpaying some of these managers for underperformance in a sense, right?
Right.
So that's about our time for today. Yep. Where can people find you at?
The 401krevival.com would be the best place. The book is available on Amazon as well, and Barnes & Noble.
Perfect. All right. The 401krevival.com, the 401k Revival. Also, Tampa Bay Advisory. Michael, thanks for coming in. Always good information.
Absolutely. Thank you.
My pleasure. We'll be right back on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors coming up right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
We'll give you a holler. Yeah, you're close by.
Yeah. The idea is that we have a break on it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Does it gonna look weird with my feather? Does it look weird? Is it fine? Okay. Okay, perfect.
Jose, could you talk to her for a moment? This is Miriam.
Hi, Miriam.
Hey, Jose.
Can you give me a countdown from 5 to 0, please?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Thank you.
Ask him if you got Larry.
Larry is on the line.
Larry's on the line also? Okay.
Good.
Cool.
He's right there.
All right. Hey, Larry.
Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great, my friend. Yourself?
Can't complain at all. Beautiful
Awesome.
day in paradise.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Cool deal. Well, we're in studio here getting ready to go into our third segment.
Okay.
Also, it's Miracles Outreach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you might want to make that note, Brandon.
Miracles Outreach.
Yeah, not the We Help group.
Okay. Miracles Outreach. All right. Miriam Putnam. Is that pronounced right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
cool.
correct.
All right. Miracles Outreach. Cool. All right, we're going into our third segment. We'll be Jonathan's just kind of teeing it all up there.
Yep,
So
right.
we'll come right back. We'll jump into it. We're going to go in studio.
Johnny, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone stand by, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, helping you win in any marketplace. Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Always like to help you in your real estate deals if you're buying, selling, or investing right here in Tampa Bay. We got some hot property listings. We like to feature them on the show. 6513 County Line Road is a great opportunity to own real estate. It's 5-acre lot out in Plant City. 6513 County Line Road. This property is 4.8 acres, MOL. You've got a great opportunity to build. You got already a working well on the property. Plant City, East Hillsborough County, 6513 County Line Road here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And also another property at 1410 East River Cove. 1410 East River Cove. This is a property that you've got in Tampa Bay, an affordable home right here in Tampa Bay. And this is a little smaller home, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. But hey, another great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And we're going to give a shout out here to the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's a beautiful Bilmar Beach Resort on Treasure Island in Treasure Island, Florida. You got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar right there on site as well. And it's not a cookie cutter hotel. This is a beautiful property where you have, I think it's 90% of the rooms overlooking the Gulf of Mexico and the Bay. So say hello to Clyde Smith. He's the general manager. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and book directly with the Bilmar Beach Resort right here in Tampa Bay. All right, we are going to welcome in Miriam Putnam to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome in.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, my pleasure. Tell us a little about your human rights advocate, and tell us about Miracles Outreach.
Well, Miracles Outreach is Florida's largest girls' home. It's the main center is in Hillsborough County, and then there's another house in Pinellas County. And basically what we're doing is we're having an event next Friday to spread awareness on a very tough topic, because it's anyway, it's a pretty tough topic.
What's the date on that?
It's Friday, October 29th.
October 29th.
Yeah, and it's at the Center Club. And this is why I have this feather on my head, because it's a 20-year anniversary for Miracles Outreach. They've been serving the community for 20 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the club, so Miracles Outreach runs a girls' home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's in part due to like human trafficking and those types of issues?
Yeah, so the girls that live at Miracles Outreach have either been abused or trafficked.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's you see the numbers. We've have a relationship with the United States Institute Against Human Trafficking also. They are involved in the community. We've had John Long on the program, but he comes in with some of the stats too. I mean, it's pretty staggering.
Yeah,
some of the stats that you hear, and then Tampa Bay being a port city, Florida, of course, being a peninsula. You see it even exacerbated even more in the position that we're at here. Do you have any insights on like the stats or what kind of numbers we're seeing?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're pretty staggering stats, but like you mentioned, Tampa Bay is number 3 in the country.
Yeah.
So it's a huge port, unfortunately. But like kind of where I come into the equation is helping Miracles Outreach establish a model center. Because for instance, if child trafficking ended tomorrow, where would all the children go? Right. And so that kind of gets us as a community to look at the situation that exists in foster care with Department of Children and Family. I'm also a guardian ad litem, so I speak up on behalf of foster kids in court.
Yep.
And just the reality of the conditions and what kids have to face is, an unfortunate fact. But that's why me and my husband are helping Miracles Outreach, establish a model center, so then hopefully we can then outflow the program to help other group homes do the same thing, because ideally what we'd like to do is establish a wellness program, right? Because unfortunately a lot of kids get into foster care and then they're medicated.
Yeah.
So there's about 50% of foster kids that are on psychiatric medication. So
man, it's crazy. It's like these kids,
I know.
It's like, oh, let's throw some Ritalin or the a lot of these have heavy metals in them. A lot of these drugs, and it's like pretty crazy. I think they're just in general as a society we are heavily over-medicating kids. It's like, let them be kids.
Yeah, just let them be kids, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, childhood is not a mental disorder.
Let's see what's going on with the FDA. Though. You look at the FDA, you look at COVID, you look at how, you can't talk about ivermectin, you can't talk about hydroxychloroquine, you can't talk about certain remedies that we know work in other, especially poor countries.
I know.
Because it's cheaper to buy, right? So, anyways, the FDA, that's a whole other thing with, what they're approving and the the medical system that we have. But if you just joined us, we're talking with Miriam Putnam here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. She's a human rights advocate, and Miracles Outreach is her organization that she's working with. Girls Home. And they have an event coming up on October 29th. It's a Friday over at the Center Club, which if you're not familiar with the Center Club, it's over at the corner of Kennedy and West Shore. It's in the Intercontinental Hotel building. I think it's on the 8th or 10th floor, 8th floor there. So tell us about that event. How can people get involved?
People can get involved in a lot of different ways. Like, hopefully what I would love for people to do is get involved and help us establish the model center, right?
Okay.
And so what we really need to do is we need Tampa companies to come on board with Miracles Outreach to help with the rehab of the building, and we'd love to build a school out there.
Okay.
We need like a water situation handled. There's a lot of different things that the kids need for,
And this
like
is this is the event here?
Yeah, this is the
gala?
event. This is the event. So what's really
look
cool
at that.
about this event is that Miracles has a fresh start program. And so the girls that are graduating out of high school and they're finishing at a foster home then graduate into transitional housing. And so they're walking on the runway this next Friday as like a graduation kind of. So they walk on the runway with real models. There's designers that have gotten involved with the fashion show, and so the clothes are, they're not necessarily a given, but they're gifted to the girls to wear, for the fashion show. So the girls look forward to it the whole time that they live at Miracles. It's like, when are they going to get to walk in the fashion show?
Yeah, that's great. So Refuge for Trafficked Children, wellness program, Fresh Start program, Mommy and Me, mentoring and life coaching. So that's all provided by this organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of an event or a party for, a gala, and it's Roaring 20s is the theme.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right.
That's awesome. So if people want to get involved with the website to check out.
Yes, miraclesoutreach.org. Miraclesoutreach.org. And then people can get involved through volunteering, through in-kind donations to help like with the building that needs to happen. And then obviously any sort of sponsorship would be very appreciated.
Yeah, there's sponsorship opportunities, Miracle Maker, Humanitarian Hero, Child Advocate Partner, lots of ways to get involved, and supporting a local nonprofit. That's one of the things we'd love to do here in Tampa Bay. It seems like the Tampa Bay community comes together pretty well, in supporting different types of groups here in Tampa Bay. Children's Cancer Center's been on the show before. Warwick Dunn Charities. We've had Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we like to support these events. So again, it's the Friday, October 29th Center Club, and it's the 20th anniversary gala for Miracles Outreach Community Development Center. Roaring 20s is the theme. So that's a pretty fun theme.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, right? So we're all going to wear pearls and feathers, and there's going to be fantastic singers. I believe the Surgeon General is going to come out and speak, maybe the Attorney General. We have different political speakers that are going to come, which will be fantastic. There is a holistic doctor that's going to be speaking on the wellness program that we are working very hard to establish, just because it's very important to ensure that a child's body is healthy to like age 24, right? Because the brain is maturing as they, right? So we're going to spend some time talking about that at the event. And
absolutely.
Yeah, so it'll be positive despite the dark topic.
Yeah, exactly. It is a dark topic,
Yeah.
and there's only way to go at it is just head on. You go head on at these things, and you look at what's going on right now in Washington D.C., the open border, the southern border, the trafficking that we know is happening. I believe the number came out; it was like 160,000 known to date from Homeland Security, and that doesn't account the gotaways, the people that weren't counted. So it's pretty crazy what's happening, and that it's being allowed to happen. But I think finally they're going to be changing some of the policies back to the Remain in Mexico policies. So hopefully that'll help out. We've had the sheriffs on the show as well, Chad Chronister, Galtieri. I need to have them back on soon and kind of get them to weigh in on this stuff. But yeah, when you look at what can we do as an average citizen, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like, what can we do? Well, we can raise money for good causes. We can talk about it on radio show, kind of raise awareness.
Yeah, let's just raise awareness, right? I think like the more that people know, the more people want to get involved, right?
Yeah.
When we look at like such dark topics as this, and you think about a child being trafficked, right? And then a police agency goes out and rescues the child, well, then that child ends up being put in foster care.
Yep.
Right? And so the reality is that a child is living in foster care until the child is adopted or grows up out
And
of
foster care is a tough. My wife and I were looking to adopt and foster, and we went through the 12-week course, and we got towards the end of the course, and then ended up getting pregnant ourselves. So we kind of put that on hold for now. But yeah, so
but that's beautiful.
Yeah. More and more people, need to get involved with that and help out some of the youth. I think because that's the biggest problem that we have. And there's all these talks about different minority communities and the problem with the police. No, it's a problem with the family.
Well, sure, it's the family
kids
unit.
that have a family, exactly. The kids that have a mother and a father in the household, the statistics are staggering as far as the less incarceration rates, the graduation rates are higher. So hey, good stuff. We got to leave it there, Miriam.
All right.
Thanks for coming in. How can folks get in touch with you?
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. What's the best site, or where do you want people to get in touch with you or support the organization?
MiraclesOutreach.org, and all the contact information is on there.
Awesome. Okay, good stuff. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for all you're doing out there and being a force for good in the community.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, Larry Harbolt. You've heard of Larry on the program before. He's a teacher. He's a real estate investor. He's a podcaster, and he knows his stuff on real estate investing. We're going to talk to him about the local market and other investment vehicles, maybe like an IRA, that is easy for me to say, IRA, that you can invest in real estate as well through. So we're going to talk to Larry Harbolt, a plethora of knowledge in that space. Plus, feel-good story of the day. Body cam video shows deputies save child who was hiding under blanket during a house fire. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We'd like to help you win if you're selling real estate by getting more exposure than the average realtor does. We're in the top 1% out of 25,000 real estate companies here in Tampa Bay. We'd love to help you win. So we got a property here at 4605 Nesmith. This property, it's a great opportunity. This is a beautiful property, beautiful home here in Plant City, Nesmith Road, 4605 Nesmith Road, 2,300 square feet. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, farm-style rustic home. Got about an acre of land as well. Over $200,000 in renovations. Top-of-the-line kitchen appliances, granite countertops, copper aerated tub. More than we can list here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 6513 County Line Road. This is a great investment opportunity. 5-acre parcel out in Plant City. Great opportunity to own real estate. Build your dream home on this lot. 6513 County Line Road, right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
And every day we like to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so you got body cam video showing a deputy save a child. He was hiding under a blanket during a house fire. So a Florida deputy ran into a burning home and rescued a 3-year-old boy who was hiding from the fire and smoke underneath a blanket on October 17th. Flagler County Sheriff Office responded to a residence in Palm Coast. about a house fire. K-9 Deputy First Class Marcus Dawson arrived at the scene. Upon checking the residence, Dawson observed a fire on the stove that was spreading to the cabinets. There was a thick smoke, and the dogs were barking, and Dawson made verbal commands, did not receive response. And as they were walking out from the residence, he observed the bathroom light on and looked around, and he said, he was walking around and looked at the back of the house, entered the patio. Dawson observed movement in the bedroom, the master bedroom, and he said he saw the toddler there, observed the toddler hiding from the smoke. So he's immediately able to get them out, ran out of danger. So he ran. This is a deputy. This is a great example of a deputy that's running towards the danger. He's taking it on and going directly at it. So the child was saved. And shout out to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, Marcus Dawson. Great job. Great job there. All right, we're going to go to our phone lines now. We got Larry Harbolt back on the program. Larry Harbolt, Real Deal Podcast, real estate investor and teacher. Welcome back to the program.
Well, thanks for having me, Brandon. It's always great to be on.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. Great to talk to you again. So what are you seeing out there, Larry? What's new in your world?
Well, I get asked every day what I believe the market's going to do and when it's going to crash. But, I'm not seeing a crash happening anytime soon.
Right.
I think things are going to chug along. We may get a leveling off of prices. But yesterday I was told by a friend that they were trying to buy a house, and several other people were looking at it, and somebody ended up paying $50,000 over asking price to get it.
Yeah.
So that's the lunacy that's out there right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. The problem is it's like unprecedented movement. You got people moving Chicago where the district attorney allows shootings to happen and they don't proceed with charges. 70 shots fired from one of the stories a few weeks ago. Gang violence, people getting shot, and the district attorney declines to press charges. So that's what you're seeing in certain cities up north. So people are saying, hey, I've always thought about Florida. I know there's no state income tax. I know there's some beaches, and I hear there's a Mickey Mouse over in Orlando and great sports teams. So they're moving to Florida in unprecedented numbers. So a lot of times they're getting into these competitive battles, and they're saying, hey, we got to win this house. Otherwise, where are we going to live?
Right. It's, it's tough for investors to compete with that.
Right.
Because we can't pay more than a property's worth or even anywhere near what a property's worth, especially if it needs repairs, and be able to make a profit. It just doesn't happen. If you're going to live in the house, you can afford to pay top dollar, put more money into fixing it, and live in it. But we as investors can't do that.
Right, so it's a tough market for investors right now then, because people are looking to occupy these properties, so it's kind of squeezing the investor a little bit.
Well, right, but if, one of the things I do and many of my friends that are in the business, we find properties that are unloved, and we look for properties nobody else knows are for sale.
Right.
So, there's still an opportunity, tons of it out there, but it takes a little more work than just calling, a local real estate agent and asking what's available. Because when you do that, everyone's fishing in the same fishbowl.
Yeah.
And, there's just no way you can make money. The other problem we're having here, the hedge funds, they're coming in and they're buying up everything they can get.
Yep.
They're using cheap money that they get, and they don't care if they make a profit. They're in it for the long haul.
That's right. They're using cheap money that's basically hurting our country. It's hurting our economy. The Federal Reserve is essentially insider trading with them. They're giving them these loans at very low price points because they have a low. We're learning more and more about this ESG score. Have you heard about the ESG score? Basically, it's an environmental, social, and corporate governance score. It's a woke score, so it's almost in line with China, what China's doing. So if you have a certain social credit score in China, that allows you to do certain things. Maybe you can go buy groceries, maybe you can't. But they're putting that, they're trying to implement that here in the United States now.
Well, I'm not for that in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
No.
And hedge funds play into that. BlackRock, Blackstone, they're the corporate cronies that are getting these cheap loans, and they're going out and competing. And many times they're beating out the veteran or the first-time buyer, the owner-occupant who should be getting that home.
Yeah, and I see. Well, another thing I'm seeing, I truly believe, even though a lot of people think I'm wrong, I think there's going to be a lot of foreclosures happening in the next 3 years.
Okay, walk me through that. Unpack that for me.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of people that, not necessarily from COVID, but for other reasons, they can't make their mortgage payments. They get behind. They're going to go into the foreclosure process, and they're going to end up losing their property if they don't have enough money to make their mortgage payments. Now, I know the government's paying people to stay home, but the point is good people, for sickness or one reason or another, are going to end up losing their property. I just put together a 130-page book on how to be able to get those properties without having to pay all cash or having to get new bank financing. It's a comprehensive study. It's something I've known about and dealt with for years, and it's something that a lot of people can use if they can find one of these properties that is in the foreclosure process, and not only benefit from the deal, but also help the people in the property.
Right.
Because there's a lot of strategy that people don't use. Most people, when they find a foreclosure property, they do a short sale, and they throw the people in the street. And I don't like that. I think if I've got a rental property that the people might be able to afford,
right,
instead of throwing them in the street, because the bank is going to throw them in the street.
Right.
But if I can take advantage of, capturing their property, I can put them in one of my rentals and give them an affordable rent that they can afford, and I don't have to throw them in the street.
Right.
And that's one of the things I teach and I truly believe in. Right now, there are people that can't afford the outrageous payments that they've got for one reason or another.
Right.
So that was something I put together, something I've worked on for many years. So it's it's something I think is going to be necessary, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity coming here in the next few years.
Yeah. Yep, I could see that because there were a lot of people that were putting off these. They're kind of pushing the can, kicking the can down the road. They're putting off these payments. They had a loan modification, or they were involved with the foreclosure moratorium. They were in a position where they were kind of getting by. But now it's like, okay, a lot of the lenders are saying, well, now you owe us for all those 3 months. You owe all that money at once. They're not thinking that they can wrap that loan around those payments to the end of the loan, right? It's more, okay, you owe us 90 days worth of payment all at once.
Yeah. And I think it's going to create some problems for a lot of people. And I just know a way where we can help those people and benefit from it ourselves.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
As long as it's a win-win, I'm all for it.
LarryHarbolt.com. Is that the best place for people to find you?
Yeah, that's my website. And if anybody wants to learn about the new course that I just put together, I've got it on a website that I do with another friend of mine. It's called MakingBiggerProfits.com. MakingBiggerProfits.com.
Nice.
It's available there if anybody wants to take a look.
All right, Larry, thanks a lot. Appreciate you joining us, my friend. We got to catch up, get together soon, and I'll talk to you later, my friend.
Okay, have a great day.
LarryHarbolt.com. Check him out online. Michael Watkins on the program as well, financial advisor, and you heard from Miriam Putman, human rights advocate on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.